least last month's gave you a bit of a benefit for doing the event kind of thing.
Ooh, I like this. I was just like kind of advertising, like, "Hey, everybody, come join Alliance News," and I was gonna say like basically just turning all of the news into like how it views as like in an alliance. I don't know how to say it though. I was just gonna say it, but like because like the exploits and stuff. Yeah, there's like solo events, but if you get banned, you just screwed over your alliance. So like that's kind of
Yeah,
like how
exactly.
I was gonna talk about it. Turn the MCC news into alliance news. Oh, I like that. That's good. All right.
MCO news into Alliance news. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Got to get the cheesiness in there, man.
Yeah, I
Look
mean,
at. I mean, did you listen to the podcast like on Dorky Dave?
I managed to catch a bit
Fair
of
enough,
it,
but
but
like his
we had a bit of a
basically
day.
stance is like he doesn't really care about people watching his videos.
Yeah,
He's just doing it, and it's like, hey man, cool, 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 cool. I don't blame you. It's all good, but hey, it's not my cup of tea. I think the thing that keeps ringing in my head is integrity doesn't sell. That's ringing in my head.
yeah. I mean, Dave's
He's
kind of
Dave. I get it.
he's yeah.
I get it.
He does his own thing and doesn't really care if anybody watches them or not. He has a crack just doing
He
it. So,
absolutely cares if people watch them. He just turned this into a job. From
yeah,
day one, it was a job.
yeah.
He does great
I
at his
think,
job.
I think he does, and I think as well he's more of a. I think he cares what people if people watch, but I don't think he really cares what people think of him. If that makes any
Absolutely.
sense.
Absolutely. I agree. I agree. I don't really care what people think of me. I just care that I do the right thing.
Mm.
Which I've been struggling with it for a long time, man. All right. I need to use the little boy's room, so I will be back momentarily. Voice
Cool.
connected. Why is this not a good signal? All right, and then we'll get going.
All right, no worries.
Did you guys see Crusader? He totally just like spruced up the joint. Everything looks clean now.
Yeah, I was gonna compliment him
Yeah,
on that.
nice. All right, I'll be back.
Whoa, we've got a lot of people in there. Hey guys, how you go? How you all doing?
All right. Nice, hyena. Nice. You guys are competing with 818, man. Where they get 12th in Platinum 2 last season?
Yeah, something like that, probably. They're up there, man.
All right, shall we?
Indeed, let's do it.
All right. Oh, you know what? All right, let me bring this up real quick. I forgot to bring it real quick. Just making sure that was working.
Mm-hmm.
Now recording. All right, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us here on another edition. Was episode 2 of Alliance News with TheLastGamer and Moo00se. I'm Moose, co-host, host, Last Gamer Man. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, man. This is episode 3, by the way.
Is it episode 3? Oh yeah, because episode 1 was like introductions.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 2 was, that's why it didn't sound right coming out.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. I'm here. Let's do it. All right, so this one, this episode, so we were doing Alliance quests, and then we were going to do Alliance Wars, this one, and we are going to get into some Alliance Wars, but as, I'm like preparing and all that stuff, kind of what I wanted to do this morning was take the new champs and like kind of tie them into alliances. Like how would people use them? How are they going to look like for quests? How are they going to look like for war? They're going to be good defense, things like that. But there was so much news this morning from the time I woke up till now that I didn't really get the opportunity to do all that. So before we get into Alliance Wars and stuff, which I definitely do want to get into, just kind of like an overview, and then, as we do, we will get deep dive into some stuff, some later episodes and whatnot. But there's so many things that happened this morning. So the exploits happened again on the side quest. And the convention clash got dropped, and the reward seemed to be a picture and a titles. So yeah, I mean that's just kind of the stuff I wanted to get into, and I think they definitely do tie into being in an alliance. So if you do that kind of exploit, let's say, and maybe if you get banned or something, if they inevitably end up banning people, that hurts your alliance. So, so we'll kind of get into stuff like that. So, the exploit. So what is that? If you can explain it for us.
So it was when, the Hades invasion thing came out this morning where you got all the keys. You could keep running it, and you keep running certain difficulties, and you just stack up the shards for the crystals that are going to come out at some point when they fix them. But yeah, they exploited it, and then there was some picture running around saying everyone get banned for using it.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny too.
Everyone was exploiting it because they thought, well, they haven't said that this is an exploit, so we might as well do it. So everyone was doing it, including myself, because I didn't realise. I did it a few times, and then obviously heard from a few people that, oh god, everyone's getting banned. So I was like, well, this is great.
Should probably dial that back a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold it there
for sure. I can see that being difficult because, I woke up to a whole bunch of news because I'm on the West Coast in the United States, and you're over in the UK. So it's later in your day, obviously, when things get announced. So when things kind of pop up, if you just log into the game, you're not maybe necessarily looking into the news, or even like me, I did see a little bit, and I saw a whole lot more messages than normal, and like a fake post or something along those lines, and some sort of exploit. So I went in there and I checked it out, and I was looking at it. So Like you can understand, like I had the ability to kind of see things first, but for people who don't, like you don't understand because there was, kind of an article or what they were saying was that you were able to run it multiple times.
Yeah, exactly.
But you just weren't supposed to get the shards, right? The shards, the crystal shards, which are, what was it, the monster shards?
Monster shard, something like that.
Yeah, but basically you just kept doing them. So if you ran the legendary one, I think you got 1,500. If you ran the epic one, you got 900. I didn't run any of the other ones. So interesting.
Master was 500 or 450 or something like that.
Okay, cool. So you are able to do that. So you can get as many keys as you want, which I think actually, thinking about it more. I haven't really had a lot of time to think about it because of all the news that's been going on. But the more you think about it, I mean, if you can grind the keys a bunch, I guess that's not terrible. I mean, if you can run these rewards as many times as you can, right? Well, so what's going to happen with these rewards, a side quest? I'm just kind of checking it out here, right? So you'll probably be able to run the pass. The pass won't refresh each time, right?
No.
So
no,
like
the pass won't refresh, but you can keep running them even if you've completed all the paths. You can just keep running them.
So this was the which part is this of the game? Let me just quit this fight. Sorry, I was in there. I was looking at it because I wanted to get through it to see if you could run it again or whatever. But this is the recurrent. No, it's the Mephisto's Hades invasion. So it's the Hades invasions. But the first part, I thought that was called Hades Invasions. No, that's a Limbo quest. Literally, Limbo quest. That was the ones that you could exploit, and that's the ones that was giving you the. They're not there anymore. But I mean, if you could run the Limbo quests a whole bunch and then do the Hades invasions, and as long as you can scoop up all of the rewards on that path, I guess it's okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. One of the other things that, well, the exploit that before I kind of move on, I guess, is so like tying it into an alliance. If you get banned, your alliance, is kind of SOL for however long you get banned. And I was just being a leader and an officer. One of the things I wanted to get into was maybe how can you kind of prevent that? I know situations like this are really, really hard to prevent. But there's other things that we were going to kind of get into, cheating, mercs, things like that, kind of do affect alliances as well. But this one in particular, the exploit, like, it's funny, I didn't even necessarily... I think I had this planned slightly, but not as much as it was that it was going to be today. But yeah, so, and then also, that picture you were talking about, that was one of the things I woke up to where it was fake, and I actually got a great chuckle out of it. But the picture said, like, I can confirm, and it looked like as if Kabam Mike was making a post on the Kabam forums, and it said, I can confirm, if you exploit it, you're going to get a 1-week ban. If you, received, which is actually was misspelled to revive, if you received a ban from the last exploit, you'll get a 2-week ban this time. But then also, it was fake. So a lot of people,
of course, it was
exactly right. I mean, I saw, like I said, we were talking about it earlier, and kind of ties in with how not necessarily people being duped by that picture, but if you just see that picture at a glance real quick, you don't have any backstory, you're not in an alliance where there's not a whole lot of news or anything like that, and you see that, you're not going to think much of it. If you're just kind of your average player, you're going to look at it, you're going to be like, oh, that makes sense, I'm not going to run it. And I think that's what happened a lot. Would you say that that's kind of what happened? Because I mean, you're probably focusing more. You're focusing on the one alliance where I kind of see a whole lot, so I kind of see that happening. But did you see that happening in 107 as well?
Yeah, I mean, there was a few people who were messaging the group chat saying like, "Is this whole thing about the ban true?" And I was there. I was on the same flinch as everything. I was there like, well, it looks fake, but like, don't risk it. Because Kabam have done that in the past.
Yeah.
I was like, just don't risk it. Like, just just hold out, wait until they officially come out, and then start doing it, and they'll be running properly when they are. I mean, the people who got in and exploited when they did, they're going to get the rewards from it, from however many they took apart from one, taken back off them. So, to be fair, I think a lot of people were a bit rattled and just like, I don't want my account to get banned, kind of thing. But yeah. I think now that it's all cleared up, I think everyone's just kind of like, right, when's it coming out? What's actually going to be how we can play it? Like,
yeah. No, exactly. I think the one message that I saw a lot this morning was like like 2 months in a row, and I was like, oh gosh, what happened? Like, what did they do? But yeah, so I mean, you know, I think if people get banned, I mean, it really sucks. But yeah, I mean, I really saw, you know, just a lot of people being confused, and it's frustrating. And then when you see pictures like that, and when people do it, I mean, that guy is a jerk. But honestly, if you kind of zoomed in, there was like specks on the picture, and then if you looked, there's actually words behind it. You could see like white words behind it and stuff. So, but I mean, it sucks. It sucks for like the average person to kind of see that, get scared. But it's a frustrating feeling, especially when you are going to inevitably have people in your alliance that are going to exploit it, and hopefully they don't get banned. I mean, really, I mean, like, so we were talking about it, like, right? So we haven't seen these crystals yet, but really, how good are they going to be? Are they going to be the ones? Because we've seen these kind of crystals before, right? Like where they've kind of done X-Men crystals, and you know, in my opinion, they're like the Grandmaster ones, where it's just a lot of 3 stars. So probably how it's going to happen this time. So I wonder how many times you could have ran it. And like, if people like how what's the cutoff? Not cutoff, but I mean, I know I heard a lot of people saying like 4 times or like more, but it was weird. People would run Sigstones sometimes and gold sometimes, and they'd get banned. So who knows what's really going to happen if it's really straightforward. As far as like, you know, you just run it however many times and you're going to get a ban, a week ban, or.
I mean, I don't think the running it however many times is the issue. I think what people thought was that, right, these crystals are going to be slightly more expensive than what we used to. So clearly, Kabam's obviously said, like, right, we're going to give you shards every single time. Which I think it was Kabam's mistake to release it early and not tell anyone like how it was going to work properly. But I do agree with you. We don't know what the crystals are going to be. Whether they're going to be like the Grandmasters, and they're just going to be you have a guaranteed chance at 3-star or a rare chance at a 4 or 5-star. Yeah. Or whether they're going to be some juicy new crystal that we've never seen that's just going to give you all the 5 stars that you ever wanted, kind of thing. We have no idea, but knowing Kabam, it's probably going to be the first of the 2.
Exactly.
They're never just going to give you 3 5 stars. Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Right.
But yeah.
We'll see how it goes. So
I mean, the champs look good.
Right. No, I'm definitely looking forward to those, and I do want to check them out a little bit. But so at 11:30, it looks like Kabam. It looks like Kabam Mike made a post, and it said, "Hey y'all, we're going to have to pull this quest while we work on a fix. While there are some items that meant to be farmable, the shards were not. Luckily, the situation is very different from the last one, and the crystals are have not yet gone live, and they will be delayed while we figure out a plan of action." So yeah, exactly, kind of like we were talking about the crystals. They haven't gone live yet, so there was not a huge exploit at this point. Like, I don't know, like in my head, if I'm probably working on that, I wonder if it's easy to just like refresh everybody's shards and start fresh. I wonder how easy that is. But who knows?
That would be rather hard.
I was gonna say they'll probably break something else. One of the other things I wanted to say what the picture was, since it was a post from Kabam Mike. First, I looked at it on my computer, and like the screen is bigger screen, like it, so it kind of messes with the picture. And I was like, oh, so it looks like there's like specks on it or whatever. So like I pulled up my phone and I looked at it and I was like, oh shit, and I zoomed in, right, and that was, you kind of saw like the white lettering. But the one thing that I think really like that threw me back when I knew it wasn't Mike was when you read it, there wasn't that like kind of condescending, like snarky tone that Kabam Mike normally puts on his text. So like I was like, yeah, no, that's fake.
Maybe not.
Right. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, so it's frustrating. But one of the things I wanted to kind of also what this brought up was like mercs and cheating and piloting and all that kind of stuff. And I really kind of thought about it because I saw a meme. It was a funny meme where like you had like a cop and then like cartoon characters in the dark walking, and they were labeled mercs, cheaters, pilots and stuff. And then the cop shines a light on the little guy saying, "Oh, you're gonna you're gonna exploit the side paths too many times, and that's who they actually care about." And like it's frustrating because it's like so true, right? But as an alliance, a leader or an officer or anything like that, or even just teammates, like it's always good for. I guess I don't know, like, but it, like so, like we're saying, if you get banned or you get a counter, it hurts everybody at the end of the day. Like the alliance, those people just leave. If they get kicked randomly, they can't log in. Maybe they don't tell anybody or whatever. Like it sucks, and that whole alliance is kind of just SOL for however long it takes for you to get that fixed or however long to fix it. So one of the things that we try to do as alliance leaders and officers is stop that. And I guess it's hard to do it if nobody tells you, if nobody comes out. But I know when I was when I lead alliances or an officer or whatever, if I see that, we eradicate it immediately.
Yeah, I've got the same thing. Like obviously, I don't. If people want to do it, they do it. But like, don't go bragging about it because sometimes the entire alliance will have it come down on them.
Exactly.
And it's like just if you're gonna do it, don't tell anyone. Or if you do it, like leave the alliance and then join back once you've done it, so that they can see that you weren't part of the alliance when you did it.
Right.
But no, people do what they want to do.
Exactly.
And it is up to them, but just try not to.
I was gonna say, like, it is a game and you're having fun, and however you're gonna have fun is how you're gonna have fun. I get it, but it's when you're having alliance together. That's what everybody, I think that's also one of the things that I was kind of talking about before we came on, and having the quests like the convention clash, having a quest that has no rewards, other than the profile picture and a title, is, I don't know. To me, it kind of raises a red flag, where it's and I've kind of been preaching this here and there, but like I'm getting more, it's like solid, not facts, but there's just more signs pointing towards the game is going more towards away from alliances. And we were talking about it on before we came on, and I wanted to get your opinion because I wanted to know if maybe you played other games and if you have kind of maybe other. But what do you think on that?
So I do agree that the game does need some part of it that they need to allow for players who do play the game solo to be able to progress just as easily as players that are in an alliance.
Yeah.
Because games like Marvel Strike Force or games to that effect have that ability, and M2C is very dependent on you being in an alliance. If you're not in an alliance, you don't gain the full benefit, in my opinion, from the game. You don't progress as quickly as what other people would if they were in an alliance.
I would agree.
I do think the game does need a part of it that benefits solo players as well as alliance players, but I think they've gone a bit too far recently.
Yeah, No, yeah, I would agree. Like, I think, I mean, I definitely, if you're in an alliance, you get more rewards. I mean, it is just, it's facts. There's just
Mm-hmm.
those rewards where if you're just playing the game, if you're doing the event quest with all the alliances, you're all getting those little extra rewards. You get extra gold, all that stuff. So I totally agree in that part. But yeah, I think they're going too far, or I don't know. So like where I kind of compare it to was when I took a break at the beginning of this year from MCOC, I picked up like Call of Duty the game, and
Mm-hmm.
it was fun. It was cool, and the same mentality. I feel like you get more out of it if you're with like a group or an alliance, or I don't know how it necessarily worked in Call of Duty, but there was no real like community aspect that I found that was easy to find. I guess that I found MCOC. So,
Yeah.
and they seem to do really well as far as the game. I know that like they have a different past and all that stuff, so it's hard to compare those two. All I'm saying and how I'm comparing those two is, I think with COC with COD with Call of Duty, they have more freedom to kind of do what they want, and they don't have these groups of people sharing information as quick as possible, and then like having all that information shared as they do in MCOC. So now you have all these people lashing back at the company. I was about to curse.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
like I feel like maybe they are trying to be more separated, where I'm kind of conflicted, and I am kind of working this idea out. So my apologies if I'm rambling, but the idea is I want to see the game move more towards being that kind of group that they put forth that effort in the beginning when they brought Alliance Wars. I remember Alliance Wars being new. Like I
Oh yeah, I
remember
do as
brand
well.
new.
Yeah.
I remember Planet of the Symbiotes 214 PS. We won the first 10
Mm-hmm.
wars. Like it was great. It was awesome. It was fun. It was like, what is this? This is easy. Like why? But it was just because like it was organized and we were a group and it was fun, and that was like
Mm-hmm.
the start of everything. So it was cool. But it seems like it's pushing more away. Like I know there are a lot of people out there that still really like wars, but I think we were even having this conversation before. It's harder to make an alliance and keep an alliance with 3 BGs of war, or
Yeah.
than it is to kind of.
Yeah, we
It's
have that.
easier to do it. It's easier to find people for recruiting, for 2 BGs.
Yeah, I agree. Because there aren't. I mean, I think you'd agree. There aren't a lot of people who see the benefit in 3VGs anymore because the rewards just aren't there for people to be spending 3/4 of their week with their best champs on lockdown. Um, and I think that's a part of the game that Kabam has neglected to like update. They've kind of kept it the same from the very start, except for obviously seasons and stuff and the odd node. They have kept Alliance War pretty much the same. I think that's one of the things they have neglected a little bit, and I think they do need to improve upon that a little bit. Otherwise, a lot of people will start just being like, "There's no point doing more. The rewards just aren't there."
Agreed, and I think they have made steps in the right direction, because I have noticed since the new rewards have come, since the Grandmaster has taken over that part of the a lot of the game,
Hmm.
there's more rewards, so there is a little more and a kind of effort towards war, but it really seems to be only during the season, and it's like that's hard to do for an alliance leader and an officer, because people will just come in for 5 weeks or whatever and then leave, and then like what are you going to do about alliance quests? Like it just presents so many more issues when if you could just have solid rewards even when you're not in season, and or even if it's just like an engaging like part of the game.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I was just thinking, I wonder if they had like uh rewards on the path for war.
Ooh.
Like say I needed 500 5-star shards and you needed like, 1800 like T2As or something. Like you could take that path. I
Hmm.
take that path. Like that would make it more interesting.
Yeah, but then you'd also have those few arseholes in war who you'd say at the beginning of the war, right? The 500 path, because I need a new 5-star. The
That's what I was
500 path is my path. Everyone else, can you kind of like work around that? there'd be those people who literally take over and just be like, no, you can't take over that path. I need those 5-star shards as well, and then you just have
just more
a fuck up
shitstorm.
Oh, yeah. And although I agree, I don't think they should do it that way. I think they should more do it of at the end of the war, everyone gets like a chest that they can choose from, like the rewards they really need.
That's cool.
And that depends on how much you've
contributed
to the Alliance war attack.
Yeah.
Because the defense is a random thing. Like people might be not good at fighting Sparky, but some people might be really good at fighting him, and then he doesn't go down, etc.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you should still get a little something for defense, because I mean, you know, putting resources into those defensive champs. Yes, I agree, but like maybe not as much. Because all you got to do is put them down and then like walk away. Essentially, you're not really participating all that much.
Yeah, exactly. So I do think the amount you participate in an Alliance war attack, you should get a chest with a certain reward thing in it, like, for example, 1,000 5-star shards, or a fully formed T2, or something like that.
Or even like a Nexus with like 3 different things to choose from.
Yeah, exactly. But it like a chest with like a kind of a Nexus feel, but it gives you rewards based on your contribution to Alliance War.
For sure, yeah, like a certain level. Like if you're higher in contributing, you get like 1,000 shards, and if you're lower, it's only like 200 or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then as well, if they were to do that, they'd need to balance it a little bit, because there's always those people who
for sure
are in different time zones, and they can't do as much as maybe everyone else can, so they get like 10% compared to the rest of people who get like 14, 15 kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I think that might be a good idea. I don't know about you, but
I think something like that would be fun. I mean, I think, they need to do something, obviously, because war, I mean, a lot of people do like it. I mean, I do like it, and I understand where the people who do enjoy it and everything like that is it's that chess match. You know, it's finding, finding somebody's champ, if you just put them on that node, nobody's getting by it, or it always gets 1 or 2 kills. Like, that's a great part. I love that part. I enjoyed like keeping spreadsheets of that kind of part.
Yeah.
But it's just I think the locking of the champs and all that stuff really just kind of hinders it, especially with, like we were saying, there's so much more to do as a solo player or away from an alliance, out of the alliance, that you need those champs for, and it's pushing. You want to push that next level, because even just, we were talking about it, completion rewards are gone. So I guess you don't really have that you're looking forward to. So it's like, I got to do that so I can complete it, which is frustrating. So I guess it keeps you in more, which...
I mean, the completion rewards for the individual quests are still there. But the entire event, there isn't an incentive to go and do, like, the full of uncollected, because it's like, you don't get the completion rewards you used to, and that's one thing I think that Kabam are going to start struggling with, because they've taken out those completion rewards for Master up. I think people are going to start being like, right, what's going on now? You've taken away pretty much all the rewards. Where are you going to replace them?
Exactly, for sure. And then now they even give us Convention Clash with no rewards. So, like, what's going on here? Now, I just had this thought, and the thought was, I think what I'm gonna do as far as with my main account on the Cavalier one is just instead of, and I think Sinister Minister, he had mentioned this, like he 100%, like he'll 100% the first quest or the first chapter, and then he'll go to the next chapter and like that. And I wonder if they're just like pushing people to do that more. Like maybe get that more of a habit of doing that, because like I feel like I would get more rewards. I haven't really looked at it. That's why I had this thought. Bless you. Was that if I do, like, am I going to get more rewards just doing chapter 1 than I am trying to just initial clear the whole thing just because I kind of want to see all the champs or something. So like, I don't know. That's just kind of a thought. And that was one of the things that we were talking about, with Dan from Frontline, was that people aren't doing that enough. You're just trying to go as far as you can, as fast as you can. And that's really kind of hindering progression and growth and fun at the end of the day. So interesting.
For sure, I agree.
Yeah, what do you think about that? Like, do you think if that may be what they're doing, or?
I think they're doing that to an extent, but with them taking away rewards from event quests from Master up, they're not really giving us those rewards back in any other part of the game. Like, as you said, the convention clash, it's a picture and some titles. Like, only people who are like completionists like myself are going to go for that.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I'm then sat here like, do I bother? Because especially for the Thanos and the Power Stone champion, it's like, if you need to use potions, you're losing out on the units then. Like, there's no real reason to do them except for a title that's not going to benefit you in any way.
Exactly. Like,
no, but they need to give us those rewards back that they've taken from event quests. I don't know where they could give them us, whether it be in alliance events or whether it be on a monthly basis. They just send like a gift saying here's some rewards, which again doubt they'll do. But they need to give us those rewards back, because a lot of players, especially if they're lower accounts like myself or like the rest of 107 or people who aren't in our alliance group, like they'd rush uncollected so they could get the uncollected completion reward, so they could boost their alliance, they could boost their accounts by a little bit. And with them taking away the rewards, you just kind of lose out on that bit of a community who do uncollected literally just for the rewards.
No, for sure, exactly. I mean, like, I remember, there's an alliance that we have here that is a huge mix of people who have main accounts that are $1 million plus, and then they started new accounts in like the last 6 months. So there's that alliance where you have like new accounts, the people with alt accounts, and then like people just starting the game, and they all started pretty much their accounts at the same time. So it's like a 50-50 mix almost. And it's a huge, like, progression is going to slow down immensely in that kind of not gray area, but in that group. There's going to be that gap is going to widen where you have these people not at least getting those little points, like, or even if you're just like, I think like, so I'm uncollected. So like, yeah, I think, I think you might've said it, but those 6-star shards, like just doing that and completing it and getting those 6-star shards, even if it's just 1,000 a month, like, there's a 6-star shard in my future. Like, there's a 6-star crystal in my future. Like, I just got to complete this, and then eventually I'll be able to do more and blah, blah, blah. Like, there's more. But, yeah, it's just totally taking the wind out of your sails. If you just can. And it's just, I don't know. I'm trying not to be, a cynical Sally. But they're really making it tough. They're really making it tough to, like, just be, like, I don't know. Not back them, but just... I don't know. It's interesting, especially waking up today with 2 months in a row of them like not working as intended.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but at the same time I can see that Kaban, like, stuff goes wrong. Like, you can't blame them for possibly releasing it too early, or the timing was out or something like that. But bugs happen, but especially when it's 2 months in a row, they should have learned from last month, and I think that's where they've gone wrong a little bit. They didn't learn from last month, and they released it too early, and then we've come to the point where we're at now, where people are confused what's happened, and there aren't enough rewards at the start of the event quest, so people aren't going to come back 3/4 of the way through, or like 3/4 of an event quest left to try and make up for that time. People are just going to go, you know what, I'm not doing the event quest this month.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they need to realise, that people are going to start leaving the game because of the lack of rewards and the lack of just stuff to do.
For sure. I mean, and I think kind of how I want to tie it into, or how we're kind of trying to tie it into Alliance, is it's tough for those people to progress, and if it's hard for you to progress, like, so we're talking about Alliance War, this one. So like, we're talking about having those champs locked up. You're having 8 champs, or at least you're 8 champs locked up in just War for 24 hours, and it's a long time. It's not it's for a whole day, like they're locked up, so it stops. It stops you from really doing a whole lot. And in today's world, we're busy, and if you want to just kind of pop in for 10-20 minutes and get something in, it's hard to do that. But if you're not able to get that, like, that next champion, that next like 5-star, or even just get those shards a little bit quicker, it's hard for you to rank up your champions, or you can have a good champion for Alliance War defense, which in turn is, like what we're saying is, it's just going to be frustrating, and you're just going to hit this wall, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, I wonder, like, how they're going to kind of, I don't know, I wonder, like, what steps they're taking towards doing that, because last month was just such, at least for rewards went, they were so great. And I know they did kind of prepare us that they weren't going to be as great, but this is abysmal. Like,
yeah,
it's not even
like
close.
I mean, at least give us a quest that gives us more than like 350 5-star shards,
or just 100
or something
gold.
like that, or just 100 gold for completing the quest. It's like there's bad rewards, and then there's these. Like, I think, especially for the time they want us to put into this event quest, it's like, I personally I've got stuff to do this month, and I will not be spending every day just focusing on this quest alone. Like,
yeah, no, it's
I don't know. Would you agree?
No, I would absolutely agree. Like, there's just, I know, I think I only 100% master, or no, is that uncollected or epic? Whatever that one is, under Cavalier. I 100% that one and did Cavalier. I did like nothing else because there's a whole lot going on. I got a lot to do this month, but whatever. But like, I don't know. Yeah, no, I mean, I totally agree. I'm sorry, I was getting these pictures in here because we were going to talk about, I wanted to get into the new, like, kind of war season and go into war and stuff, so we could kind of deep dive into what was going on and how the whole season goes. So we got 2 pictures. We got normal, hard. But yeah, man, so like, have you done any wars this season, actually?
Yeah, I've done. Oh god, how many have we done? 4?
Have we done? Has there been 4 already?
Has it been 4 already?
Honestly, I have not done one.
Okay. I think there may have been 4, and I've done all of them if there has been.
Nice.
If there haven't been, I think I've missed one.
Nice. How are you guys doing?
Not on purpose. Yeah, we're doing alright. We've kind of had a bad start this war. We've lost 3, 1-1.
Okay.
But we've been mismatched a few times for the first 3. I think we've gotten to rank 12 or something like that. And they were a bit stronger than what we were prepared for, so they kind of just steamrolled us. But this most recent one, BG2 had an empty map, so that was fun.
There you go.
Yeah,
Cruise
so
through,
we had
get
an
some
empty
extra
map.
points.
So, yeah, exactly. A free Alliance War on BG2's side, but I know BG1 had a bit more of a difficult time, but hey ho.
I was gonna say, have they been having? I know last season I noticed there was a whole bunch of, it seemed like mixed matches, or the matchmaking system didn't seem to work properly. I mean, other than you guys kind of like winning some and jumping up a tier or 2, and then having a difficult one, have you noticed any other mixed matches?
I mean, last season we did. We had quite a few just here and there, like all over the place, but it didn't really hinder us last season. But this season it has towards the start. But hopefully we can like recover a little bit from it and just carry on the way we're going.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Is that another sneeze? Bless you.
No, it was a cough, man.
Oh, cough. Okay, all right. Take it easy on the vape.
Nah.
Yeah, you know what I was gonna say? I was realizing, if I haven't really done much for it, why would I even really talk about it too much? especially if I'm not prepared. But one of the things I did want to kind of get into was let's check out these new champs, eh?
Oh yeah, sure.
I mean, we might as well and see how they can. Let's look at them together. And see
if you
how...
give me, if we move on to another subject quickly, I'm just fighting Gwenpool quickly and then going to the event
No,
quest.
that's cool. I'm just bringing up the champs right now.
Yeah, I'll bring up the champs when I've done this. I've read into them a few. So.
Oh my god, this thing logged me out. Ridiculous. I had this thing. I have my notes on my iPad, but it logged me out. But it's all right. We'll bring them up in here. So one of the things I was looking at was Cosmic Ghostwriter. He looked like he was going to be quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Like versatile, right?
Yeah, he definitely looks like he has some potential to be that champ that we've kind of wanted, in the sense of like, he's got good damage, but also he's got a bit of a heal. He's also got a bit of utility. I think his prestige is pretty good as well. I think in all, I think he's a pretty solid champ. I think there is a few downsides to him, which off the top of my head I can't think of. But like, I mean, like his incinerates from his SP2. I think it's his SP2. And just like his judgments. The judgments do a lot more than OG Ghostwriter. And from what I've seen, he does seem like a pretty solid champ for, especially this month as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I would say, just like looking him over and briefly, being immune to blood, bleeding. There you go. Mm-hmm. And feeling wreathed. Is it wreathed? In Hellfire, provides full immunity to incinerate, which that's cool. Mm-hmm. I mean, having those kind of immunities. We're definitely going to help out. I want to say map 7 has Incinerate. There's a note on there where you need Incinerate Immune. Because I know Sunspot is really good for map 7. So I could see him
Colossus is also really good for map 7, but I think we already chat about that. So
I mean, Colossus is just great.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's just a pretty decent champ all around. So.
But then, yeah, bleed immune. I mean, that's always going to be a good thing for really kind of any alliance war or quests. Because I know quests, there's always bleed nodes, bleed. It's just always nice to have a bleed immune champ, I guess, for alliance quest. It also looks like so if you finish a 5-hit combo with a light attack, which isn't that kind of normally what you do? Yeah, you get a power. If you don't have a power gain, you'll get a power gain.
5-hit combo, no, that would be a medium on a 5-hit combo.
No, the medium, that was a vigilance buff.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, so he has 2. So if you finish a 5-hit combo with a medium attack, if the judgment is vengeance is not active, it's a 100% chance to get one, preventing your attacks from missing for 10 seconds, which that's going to do a lot. I know that would be a lot of help for any kind of like what's her name, like Guillotine 2099. She's a pain to fight on Alliance War defense, I would assume, because I always put mine on her and she got a killer too, because she goes that kind of invisible or whatever that is, and if you can't miss, that's great. That's going to do a lot of damage, especially being you get the class advantage because he's cosmic and she's tech. That'd be great for her. So I could see another plus for Alliance War there.
What else is there?
Fate Seal debuff. Oh, that's interesting. I thought. I guess we'll talk about that over there. But this is interesting. So if Cosmic Ghostwriter gains a Fate Seal buff, all of his are removed, but he cannot trigger new ones until it ends. Is that not how Fate Seal ends? Works? Why do you even have to say it? It's interesting.
I think so.
That's interesting. That was like a Guillotine 2099 Special 3. It's like it can, like her... It doesn't make sense. Like, just read it. It doesn't make sense. There's some things that in here that I always read that it's like, well, why did you even say that? There's no need to say it. But I'm sure I'm wrong somewhere. Let's see. So when attacked, if a judgment armor is not active, 100% chance to gain armor up beep. So it sounds like he's going to be like pretty awesome. Yeah, pretty solid for sure. which I'm definitely looking forward to. So one of the other things I do want to look at is like their synergies on how they kind of go. Maybe you could like build a team around them for some sort of attack, right? So Cosmic Ghostwriter and the synergy between OG Ghostwriter. Cosmic Ghostwriter gains a 50% buff duration if no judgment's active on the opponent. So that's pretty cool.
Right, yes. Yeah.
So
That will really help his abilities as well.
yeah. And then OG Ghostwriter, his fury is duration by 100%. So that's doubled. So that's awesome. I never really used old OG Ghostwriter too much. Did you?
I've got him as a 5-star, so I use him quite a bit.
Okay.
But I know that there aren't a lot of people who like him purely for he doesn't have a lot of utility.
Oh, okay. Well, now that he's Incinerate immune and Blood immune, right? He should offer a little bit more utility.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100%. That's funny. Yeah, so have you fought him yet? Earth Lasers here on my YouTube says that fighting Cosmic Ghostwriter sucks.
I haven't got to him yet, but I'm sure I'll get to him soon in the Unclex. I'm just trying to get past this knockout shield for Gwenpool.
Okay. Earth Lasers, is that in the event quest? Because I always find if you fight them in the event quest and they have like nodes on them and stuff, they always what's it called?
They're always a bit more powerful.
Exactly, that's the word I was going for. It's how they could be more difficult than they normally are without the nodes.
Yeah, exactly. I think, can I do this?
But yeah, no, he also said that the new champs have crazy special animations. I haven't seen the animations for Cosmic Ghostwriter yet, other than kind of what like has been out there. I'm interested to see how, I mean, even probably just the special 3 is crazy, eh?
I mean, the brief on it looks pretty decent, so.
Absolutely. So yeah,
I've not gotten to him yet.
A couple more synergies. I know a lot of people out there use Silver Surfer, one because he's got the highest prestige. But so the synergy between Cosmic Ghostwriter and Heralds of Galactus, so it would just be all the Heralds there. So it's Silver Surfer, Airwalker, and Terrax. Once per fight, dash back and hold block for 1.2 seconds. And the next judgment you attempt to trigger has 100% ability accuracy. Nice. So that'd be awesome. That sounds like a pretty good one.
I don't know whether he does anything to the Heralds or if that's.
I was gonna say he doesn't do anything to them.
They just do shit to him.
I remember there was I think Airwalker. He has one. There was like a.
Was it a mystery? Was it
just the Herald ones? So it was just
that
team. And then Thrasher.
We got Cosmic Justice on wheels and Night Thrasher.
There you go.
Cosmic Ghostwriter increased armor break debuff duration by 35%. That's. I don't know how good that's going to be.
Right. I mean, I was going to say, wanted to look at how hard the armor break was to begin with.
Let me see what you find there. I'm reducing their armor break by 700.
Yeah, I was looking at the 6.
When fighting a villain.
So, yeah, I mean, it looks like it'll, I guess, gonna be all right. Doesn't look like it'll be that great. Nothing too fantastic. Interesting.
And then it does something nice, actually, though. The last hit of the heavy attack refresh is one active taunt buff. That, I don't think it's going to do much for Night Thrasher's abilities, but I think it might increase the duration he's able to stay alive for by a little bit.
Okay. I never used Night Thrasher very much. I don't really have him at a very high level.
He's alright. His damage is alright. I think he just lacks in the ability side of it more than anything.
I would imagine the people with who enjoy Man-Thing and have a Man-Thing ranked up are going to... This one sounds pretty good. Was it on a heavy charge, gain a 100% chance to trigger Unstoppable, lasting 0.5 seconds, then going on cooldown for 20. So, I mean, that doesn't sound fantastic, being cooldown for 20 seconds. But just, I feel like that heavy Unstoppable mechanic is always... I feel like it could come in nice and handy if you're, if you time it right or use it right. Yeah, it may not do
that,
too much.
I mean, what he does for Man Thing, that gives Man Thing quite a bit of a powerful start, especially
Nice.
when he nullifies. Gain 5 agitation when you have a nullifier buff.
Nice. Yeah, I don't use him very much. Do you have him at a high level? Have you used him?
I've got him as a 4-star. I've used him a bit just to test out what he is. But it seems like for every agitation, that can be turned into a poison.
Gotcha.
I may be wrong on that, but I think that's how he works. So especially if you can gain 5 agitation for every time you nullify a buff, on people like Groot or people who gain buffs, that's going to be 5 poisons for every time you nullify a buff. So
nice.
Use it on Venom, for example. That's just going to rampage through him. So, and then he's got one with Punisher 29.9 as well.
Yeah, I was reading that one. I was trying to figure that out. I was stepping up on my words trying to read it. But yeah, so it's Cosmic Ghostwriter. The first time your opponent reaches max power each fight, they drain 5% of their power and trigger a power lock debuff lasting 2 seconds. What's this? So if the first time your opponent reaches full power, where am I putting full in there? Max power each fight, drain 5% of their power and trigger.
But that means you've got to risk getting them to a special 3.
Okay, so yeah, as soon as they hit a special 3, it drains 5%, takes that special 3 off, and then locks for 2 seconds?
Yeah, but that 2 seconds.
What's so fun about that? What's so great about that?
That's actually, you've got to risk getting them to a max. You've got to risk getting them to the max power to take 5% off and lock it for 2 seconds. For you to then hit into them with a 5 combo and then be back up to full.
Woo, thanks.
How does that help?
And it's only once? It's the first time.
First time. It doesn't happen. If it happened every time, that'd be alright, because maybe on the first one you're like, okay, I can survive this SP3, or maybe it's the last like 10%, and you know that if you hit him 5 more times you'll be able to kill him, but he's SP3, you'll be like, right, okay, let's go for this.
It's the only
only
time.
Yeah, that's the only time.
One occasion
works,
that's cool. Out of all the different occasions you're going to run into. But this one looks pretty cool for Punisher 2099. Heavy attacks have a 100% chance to grant a Fury buff, increasing attack rating by 25% for 10 seconds. So if you can stack those Furies, that sounds like it's going to be pretty good. Because plus, when you use a heavy with Punisher 2099, it stuns them too. Not every time. I think it drains your battery as well.
It drains your batteries to give them a stun. So,
but I mean that sounds pretty good. If you can get a stun and a Fury out of it.
I mean, did you see what everyone's making fun of Legacy saying? He's going to come out saying that Punisher 29 is like a tech Corvus Glaive.
I love how he's just getting roasted for saying that about Mole Man.
I mean, he brought it upon himself a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. Just
a little bit.
Thought it was awesome. Yeah. So now every champ that comes out is going to be the the Corvus version.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's too funny.
100%. Oh Jesus!
But yeah, no. So the one thing I did want to look at, kind of before we dive, I guess, into Red Goblin. But I did want to look into Red Goblin. The one thing I found interesting was the synergy with him and Venom. Now,
well, Red Goblin.
Yeah. So, we're just moving on over to Red Goblin real quick. But so Red Goblin loses 1 bloodlust when defeated, and then Venom reduces the duration of Venom's Clintar buff by 30%. So, is that the opposite of like a synergy?
No. So with Venom, I think for Red Goblin, I think what's saying that is that if you've got Venom on your team, it buffs Venom but debuffs Red Goblin.
So Bloodlust is after winning a fight, gain 1 Bloodlust for the remainder of the quest. If defeating Spider-Verse Sham, gain another one. Lose a Bloodlust when defeated. So So you lose
Hold
two
on.
when defeated if you have Venom
Hold
on your
on.
team.
Red Goblin's the symbiote version of Corpse Clay. I'm putting that out.
Lose one. Oh, one less bloodlust when defeated. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
right.
Got it.
Right, okay. Cool.
So
I thought that was saying lose one
you're not gonna.
bloodlust when
Oh,
defeated.
okay. So if you bring Venom, you're not gonna lose any bloodlust. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that sounds pretty good. But I guess don't you want the Clintar buff on Venom? I'm confused.
No. So it's saying it reduces the duration. So the Clinton buff's the spider that has the tick. So the countdown, and then it gives him a buff. So it's saying it reduces the duration by 30%.
Jesus, what am I doing? I need to pay attention.
You get that?
I'm on board, man. I am on board. All right. I don't. You know what? The thing is like those. That's. I think just initially looking at it, I was like, it doesn't seem great, but I guess I got to look at it a little bit. But then all the news this morning threw me off, man.
Cutting the duration of Venom by 30, by Clintars by 30%. It's quite strong as well because he does have other synergies that cut his Clintars.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can cut that down by 100%, that's him getting a buff every tick.
Exactly. No,
that makes Venom a pretty strong champ as well.
That could be pretty gnarly because I mean it's like if anything that like makes Venom the Ducks like charges go faster to the bank or whatever. It's like the opposite. So yeah, no, that's awesome. That seems I'm really looking forward to him. The other thing I'm looking forward to is I don't understand how so when we had Dave on the podcast over the weekend
yesterday
on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay. I asked him because I was excited about the synergy between Red Goblin and Iron Patriot, and he had mentioned that it's not necessarily going to bring Iron Patriot like kind of off the meme character, like off the meme tier or whatever. But I mean, I see it being pretty good, right? I mean, if his Arc Overload grants him a Fury buff, increasing attack by 300% for 30 seconds.
Yeah, but doesn't his Arc Overload proc when he gets below like 15% health?
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then it no longer burns out his suit, and it can be reactivated every 60 seconds. So as long as you're comfortable fighting under 25%, right? And you can constantly get regen, which is not bad if you have them, Sig level pretty high, and you're going to be getting that 300 boost every 30 seconds or every
plus you're gonna if you've got courage on, you're then going to be under the range of courage.
So, I mean, I'd like to see some videos on it, or I'd like to get my hands on it and give it some testing because I've gotten Iron Patriot 11 times as a 5-star.
Ouch. That is
painful.
He must be a rank 200 by now.
Absolutely. Yeah, you get him once and then 10 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, no, because I remember getting him this one time. It was probably I was so my car broke down. I think I already gotten him twice crystals before that, and I was just like, man, let me just open this crystal and just have a better day and maybe get some nice champs. And I pulled him again. I was like, you've got to be kidding me, man! All right, this is some sort of joke. I can't even be upset at this point. This is just a huge joke.
I mean, something I'm looking at for Red Goblin is he's Incinerate Immune, which again, there's another Incinerate Immune that we've now got in the game, but he's also Power Burn Immune, which
that's gonna help.
I don't know about you. That's gonna help a lot, especially for Power Burn paths in I can't remember what it's called. In one of the quests or something, I'm lost for words. But then Red Goblin symbiote reduces ability accuracy of passive evade abilities for Spider-Verse champions by 100%.
Oh wow!
That's going to take away the evade from classic Spider-Man, from Spider-Gwen, symbiote Spider, That's insane.
That's huge. It's massive. There's so many paths like in Act 6 that are like evade paths and things like that. Slap him on.
It's only of Spider-Verse champs though.
Well, I mean, but most of those evade champs are. Most of those, like half the champs on those paths are Spider-Verse champs.
But that's insane.
No, that'd be awesome. That'd be great for like, gosh, it'd be fun, man. Putting together some symbiote teams for like, if they in the future when they do like Spider-Verse,
Spider-Verse Quest,
or even just what is it, Variant 5, right?
Yeah,
Variant 5, he'd probably be great for.
Oh yeah, just think about that.
Champs. Yeah.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah, no, it's I'm looking forward. You know what's funny was, people were like, like I see all these things on Twitter about people saving their crystals for this recent featured crystal, right? I didn't see this recent crystal being that great. I mean, I know like Professor X is in it and stuff, but I think the next one is going to be crazy, right? You're going to have Apocalypse and then these two characters, which are going to be pretty awesome. I mean, I'd love to use these three characters.
Yeah, I mean, what else will it be? It'll be Apocalypse. It'll be Professor X.
Well, Professor X is in this one.
Oh yeah, so it'll be
Professor X, and then like the next like 3 or 4 champions after him coming up.
Yeah.
So I feel like the next one. I'm gonna start saving for the next one. I think.
I think
90 days.
It'll be so it'll be Apocalypse plus these two champs, and then whatever new champs come out in future. Like, we'll just have to see what comes up with that.
Right, I was just bringing it up. So the new feature crystal has Airwalker, Angela, Annihilus, Black Panther, Civil War, Darkhawk, Dragonman, Guardian, Guillotine, Havoc, Hitmonkey, Hulkbuster, Killmonger, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. Sinister, MODOK, Mysterio, Night Thrasher, Professor X, Quake, Sasquatch, She-Hulk, Symbiote Supreme, Venom, and Wolverine. Wolverine's in there. I saw some people get Wolverine, and that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that feature is probably one of the best we got because...
I would agree.
I wouldn't be upset if I got Angela. I think the only two in there that I think I'd be upset about getting is Night Thrasher and Black Panther Civil War.
Is he really? I wouldn't want Annihilus or MODOK. I mean, I guess where your account is, like my account's higher, so like I wouldn't.
A lot of
pumped, but yeah, for sure. I mean, I was gonna say a lot of those champs. I mean, even just for like my lower accounts, like I would totally, absolutely, the percentage in there is greater for some solid champs, and even Night Thrasher. I mean, maybe you already have him or something, which is why you don't want him. But even Night Thrasher is a solid account for like a solid champ for a growing account.
I mean, to be fair, at the minute, especially these dual crystals, I think, especially if you're wanting like a tech champ or something, like dual crystals are definitely the way to go.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. No, I have not had any good luck though. So.
Yeah, I think the one I popped, I got Old Man Logan from. I was like, it's not the worst. No. I was like, it's not the worst I could have gotten, but like,
not what you're looking for.
It wasn't what I wanted.
Right. Yeah. No. I think I've made my mind up. I'm gonna save for the next featured crystal. I'm gonna save all my 5-star shards for the next one.
I'll do you have another 100 days of saving.
Yep.
Have fun with that.
I'm gonna do it.
I won't be saving.
I'm gonna do it. 100 days, 96 days, and 22 hours left.
15 seconds or 15 minutes.
Yep, 15 minutes. All right. So in that long a time, there'll be a fun video. That's gonna be crazy. I wonder how many I'm gonna save.
I mean, I think once it gets down to like the month before, I might save and like pop maybe one or two of them. But until then, I don't think I'm really gonna be touching them.
Fair enough. Cool, man. All right. Well, I don't have any more notes. Do you have any more notes?
No, I think we covered everything. To be fair.
Okay. Yeah, and then some. I feel.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So we went into a bit more detail than what we thought we were going to be going into.
It's good times. Good times. For sure. But anybody out there who may have accidentally run the side events many times, good luck. I hope that there are no bans shelled out, because that'd be shit.
Hopefully you won't get banned. If you do get banned, well,
come hang out with us in the lounge and we can chit chat about the game.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to play it for a week, but hey,
we could chit chat about it.
Indeed.
All right, well, Earth Lasers and People's Champ, you popped in, but Earth Lasers, thanks for hanging out on the whole time on my YouTube, man. Appreciate it.
Who's in Discord? I know there's a few people in Discord. Grim Reaper, Gitto, and Affliction. Cheers, guys, for sticking off the entire time.
Yeah, appreciate it. Slayer popped in there. Thanks, dudes. Appreciate it, guys. Yeah, y'all have a great rest of your Wednesday. You have a great rest of your evening, sir.
Thank you. I actually be getting ready to go picking up my girlfriend in a minute, so great time. All
right, man. Oh, hey, Unstoppable showed up. What's up, man? A little late. We're about signing off, but thanks for showing up, buddy. All right.